Joining me live now is Deputy Nationals leader Kevin Hogan to talk more about this. Kevin, thanks for your time this morning. Look, John Howard says you need to work overtime to get back together. Is anyone listening to the former Prime Minister in the Nationals?
Yeah, look, Kenny, I agree. I think we both should be working overtime to get back together. And look, Kenny, I don't think this is complicated. I mean, this isn't rocket science. There are 4 policy positions that we have, and let me reiterate one of them and prosecute one of them, is the Regional Australia Future Fund. That was a $20 billion fund, $1 billion a year dividends paid to Regional Australia for more childcare, more healthcare, more infrastructure. We got that as a win in the last Parliament through the coalition process. We are not prepared to walk away from it and start again. It's too important to our regional community. So we want as a starting point that we hold on to 3 or 4 important things that we had in the last Parliament, and then let's build on our journey together after that. They say they can't agree to those 4 important pillars of that. That would be unacceptable for us as representatives of regional communities. And we'd be walking away from our communities if we said they're gone, they're scrapped, and we'll see if we can get them for you again. That is unacceptable to us as regional MPs, and we couldn't look our communities in the eye if we had walked away from them. So we think they're reasonable requests and happy to work overtime to agree to them and move on.
There are also policies that the Australian public rejected.
Well, yes, yes, we lost the election. We as regional MPs, we as Nats didn't lose the election and didn't lose any seats at the election. So we think our communities are lock solid behind them. So again, the better communications in the regions as well was one of them, and also the supermarket divestiture. We want cheaper groceries, and we want the supermarkets to treat our farmers better and processors better as well. We don't think they're unreasonable requests. Certainly don't think there were votes lost on that one either.
Opposition leader Susan Lee intends not to reform the coalition with David Littleproud as leader before the 2028 election. That's according to The Australian this morning. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you know, it's a report. I haven't heard that direct from her mouth. But, you know, if she's saying that she doesn't want to sign up to a coalition agreement before the next election, I mean, that's not what I heard her say yesterday. But, you know, that's not the intention of us as Nationals. Why we need certain things agreed before we move on. We are happy to do that tomorrow.
Susan Lee is warning the Nationals will not be entitled to their front bench quota if they re-enter a coalition with the Liberals. That was always the risk, right? Like, would that be acceptable in a new agreement were this ever happen in this term?
Well, look, there's lots of risks with this. But again, we, as we said yesterday, took this on a principled position about 4 important things we thought were for regional communities. So obviously now there isn't a coalition agreement. We need one. To form a coalition agreement, one has to be written up and agreed to. Obviously part of that would include, we believe, front bench positions. But we're a long way from that, Kenny. At the moment, the most important thing that we want, and we gave up a lot as Nationals MPs yesterday with shadow cabinet positions and the things that go with that. But it was a principled decision. We want those 4 principles to be agreed to. We're happy for the Liberal Party to go through a process as they should after the election. When and if they get to that, we're really happy to talk to them and go through these. And hopefully our wish is to sign a new coalition agreement sooner rather than later. Was
the decision unanimous in the party room?
It wasn't unanimous, but it was quite conclusive. And again, it's a good point, Kenny. I didn't make this decision. David Littleproud didn't make this decision. Bridget McKenzie didn't make this decision. The Nationals Federal Party Room made this decision, and that was their direction to us.
How much does this have to do with the defection of Senator Jacinta Nampijinpa-Price to the Liberal Party and Nationals MPs probably not wanting to sit in shadow cabinet with Senator Price?
Very little, Kenny. I don't think that had any bearing on our decision at all. As we said at the time, we were disappointed. We were disappointed in the process of how that happened, and obviously disappointed to lose a national senator. But look, I don't think that had any input and was never part of the discussions when we were discussing as a party room what we needed as a starting point for the coalition agreement.
Kevin Hogan, great to talk to you this morning. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it.